So, frankly, since then I've been really thinking, what is it that I should present to you, because I didn't want to, I've never thought about it myself as many times. Though a lot of people know me, my close friends know me, plus a few of my peers, my subordinates know what all I do. But me thinking about, like, listing them down, at what stage in life, and I've never done this in the past. And to my humble soul, it feels like bragging. But thanks to you. So thanks to both of you for giving me this opportunity to stand here and talk to all of you. Though I am, you must have noticed in the last 2 days, I am very privileged and blessed with a group of peers who are equally talented, right from photography to working on canvas with oil pastels and having a penchant for designing clothes and running and what have you. So we have a very colorful leadership team, and the reason why we do that is basically because we want to stay alive. Otherwise we wouldn't have existed. Purple cycling and all sorts, all the things that you do, and it was a very insightful meeting yesterday that we had with you, and great to hear and drive inspiration from most of it. Just to give you all a quick brief about myself, I was born in a city that never sleeps, and I think that's where I derived this personality trait from. I continuously wanting to do something at all once in time. As a child, I started learning classical dance. I've done 10 years of classical dance, which is happened. At a very early age, I got to the stage. From 6 years, I've been performing on stage. And I also took to singing at a very, during my early college days. And ever since then, we've been performing and stuff like that. There's another side to me which Ilango is very well aware of. I started working very, very early, past off my SSC, and told my father I want to be on my own. So 11th standard is when I started. Didn't have any funds, no money. Wanted to start something of my own. So I was an entrepreneur for 7 years. I set up 2 businesses, and I actually gave them off to my siblings because I had to then get into the world of the corporate world. And since then I've been doing HR. In the middle, just before joining Emphasis, I did a delivery and a sales job. That's when Ilango got hold of me once again and brought me into Emphasis. As you all know, I joined Emphasis as a global HR operations head, and after 6 grueling rounds of interview, so I didn't get it easy. Ilango made it very, very tough for me, and most of my peers actually were the ones who talked to me, Ruby being one of them, and yes, and you don't remember, but I do very well. Shrikant, then Ruby, 6 rounds of interview. I said one more and I'll not join. And I was told, that and HR operations was the way it was. It was like coffee beans to be imported from Africa. That was the stage, not even at the commodity stage, right? I joined HR House when they were 20,000 employees with Excel records. And only after that, it's been rounds and rounds of introductions, right? We did SAP, PeopleSoft, HRHD, EMS, FNFs, those 10,000 FNFs, do you remember Ilango?
Yeah.
EF integration, payroll issues, error percentage going wherever, it was like an issue. We were basically fixing the aircraft while it was, in flight. Very difficult, but we managed that. As a group, we collectively managed it. And obviously, the team here is also responsible. Collectively, all of you are here for the last greater than 5-6 years. I'm proud, on the personal side, I'm a very proud mother of 2 children. I've got a daughter, 10-year-old Nida, and 5-year-old son, Saya. I gave birth to my first child, and 3 years after nurturing the baby alongside with a full-time job, I started pulling on my hair. I just couldn't deal with it. I had to be a full-time mother, daughter-in-law, sister-in-law, wife, daughter, all sorts of things which all of us hear all the women who please go through, especially the married ones, right? And I just couldn't take it. But there was a time when I just decided I need to backpack and get out on my own and take that very much essential break, which I felt was required. And I believe me, I did that. I did that. Yes. And I did that, and I came back absolutely rejuvenated. And I realized that that short break that you took actually has taken me away. Though I have like a load of responsibilities back home, I have a child who is waiting for me. But yet, I couldn't deal with a lot of things. I was completely stressed out. All I did was I just took some time off, not more than 3 or 4 days if I remember. And I got back. Believe me, I was like, I was welcoming everything that was being thrown at me. So there are times when you really get really worked up, and we all are actually working in stressful environments. But that essential break is very, very, it's a must, and you must not wait to kind of get into action on that. And clearly, it will bring you back with full vigor. My friends about this is always questioning where do you get so much energy from. And I want to make a slight small confession now. And I state this in all earnestness. I don't know how you guys will interpret, knowing that the way you all think is very different from the normal. I leave it to you. Sometimes I feel I'm a man trapped in a woman's body. Partially because my parents are to blame, because they didn't discriminate between my brothers and me and my sisters when we were growing up, really. This is me on slide 1. All my learnings in life have been experiential. Good and many times not so very good experiences have taught me a lot of things and made me a stronger human being. More than not so very good experiences have really kind of helped me become what I am. I have a very hard outer shell, which has been developed over a period of time. Contrary to my boss's belief that I'm averse to change, I start finding my job very repetitive, and I get very worked up, if I don't have anything new to create. So I need to create something all the time. This EE role, in a way, has given me that avenue, and it helps me kind of do different things, and it kind of gets me going. Introducing a we-care culture in an organization which doesn't have that is on its own a challenge. And I think we are not there as yet. Another 2 more years, and we should get into the game. The other thing is that I like doing a lot of thrilling and adventurous sports. That's a part of me. Whenever I get an opportunity, I would want to go there. I like shooting. As you saw in the first picture, that was at a different place, but I've gone to the shooting range. I've handled all sorts of archery, all sorts of guns. It's 10 guns. I've also had a dislocated bone, shoulder bone column, and because of one machine gun recoil, which is like very difficult. It's meant for men and not women, but I tried doing it and it was quite bad. I like jet rides, fast cars, motorbikes, dune bashing, food activities of armies, whatever it is. Whenever I get a chance, anything that is synonymous with speed is me, and that's my personality. I overcame, that's my motorbike, by the way. Yes, I have it, it's bought last year. Yes, I ride it. I should love to go on it. Weekends, I take this motorbike out. I don't get time to do it all week, but that's my motorbike. I overcame my biggest fear of death. Death is the biggest fear, right? So I overcame that when I jumped off 15,000 feet from an aeroplane. It wasn't a skydive activity. My children were playing downstairs on the ground, and I really did not know whether I'm really going to be making it down safe and sound and be back with it. And that moment, I mean, in the zest of kind of getting and doing it, I went into the aeroplane, and just when I was about to jump out, that's me. And I was like, oh my God, I hope I'm safe. I want to go down safe and be with my children. But believe me, most exhilarating experience. If you all ever get a chance, you must do it. You can never think of jumping off an airplane. That's the biggest, you've overcome fear basically. That's all I can say. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I got my son again, and now I was a mother of two. Now even a bigger problem, right? one small kid, and one, somebody with like 4, 5, extremely difficult. Two children. I was trying to struggle again with the situation. I always wanted to do something different, something big, something which people say is not possible or not doable, right? Wanted to always drive something big on either the road or the rail. Okay, but I'm not qualified to, drive a locomotive as in a train, right? Which I would love to do someday, but alas. So what I did was I got into this huge. That's my, by the way. That's it. It so happened that I had this snake, and they told me to take off all my bags, and I had this backpack, and I forgot about it, and that snake twirled its tail in that backpack, and I was stuck with the snake for quite a bit. But it was fun. Okay, this is the monster on the road. I know what I'm doing, right? Because that's something that I wanted to do. The beauty was in between somewhere that you can see the picture is not too good. My daughter is sitting next to me in the truck, and this was driven by me on the streets in Pune. I wanted to see how it feels to drive the monster. It is something always, very big, and something which people always told me is impossible, right?
Yeah, that's what actually happened to me.
Well, the experience was okay. I had my driver and my father following me in my Chevrolet, right? Because he was worried that I'm getting into a truck and all of those things. Got inside. I had a cleaner on the left hand side. I didn't have the driver, but he was there to give me instructions. Very difficult. It is not a swivel wheel. It's very difficult. It's actually an occupational hazard to drive a truck. You also have these. This windscreen is very. There are these, so to speak, chalars. I don't know what you call it in English. To kind of decorate the truck, right? So you have to really bend down and look at the street. So all the truck drivers always drive like this, half sleeping on the wheel. The reason being because they have to bend down beyond that and see through the window or the screen or whatever. Very difficult. Ever since I've driven a truck, I don't overtake a truck from the left hand side because they can't see. The drivers can't see from the left hand side. It's just not possible. Okay. All right. So lots of things that I learned as a result of this thrill, and it gave me a sense of achievement for sure. And then came my life actually revolves primarily around my family and my job. And I don't think I'm very different. All of us here are very much the same. We do a 9 to 5, 9 to 6, 9 to 9 actually, 9 to 5 as a person. Yeah, and all of us are pretty much in the rut at all points in time. But we need to ensure that we kind of take our time and do things which are different, which we are committed about, we feel good about. And that's what I feel is extremely important. This is again another picture of mine. This is in a helicopter, landed on a glacier, again on a very high mountain. And this was again the biggest high that you get because it's a different experience, exposure, a lot of thrill, a lot of adventure attached to it. This is the team that makes it happen for me at work. These are my biggest motivators. Believe me, this is my arts line HRD and my Dnyan. I'm really blessed to have a team like this. I must be the only leader who troubles them so much. I do a daily call because I deal with remote teams, and it's like managing a remote relationship over calls. It's very difficult. Otherwise, what happens is that the team tends to drift apart. So one thing I've learned is that you need to connect, and you need to connect as often as you can to kind of keep the group together and have a common vision, common goal, right? My motivators at home are these two are my children, and again.